God of War Ragnarok's DLC Valhalla made an important decision for the future of the series. The Scandinavian epic we discussed has been complemented by the previous two titles, and the reboot has reached the end of its path. Now, there are different ways that can be used to advance the future of the franchise. Will the combination of Kratos and Atreus survive? Will we go back to a time when we only knew Kratos? Or will we abandon Kratos and chart the path of the future with Atreus? Will the new Kratos return to Greece, or will he continue to move to a new place? Egypt is a clear choice, but the franchise has earned the right to be less predictable. Valhalla doesn't answer any of these questions, so we keep asking more. Valhalla's approach to not answering our questions is probably right, and it will surely take a while to see the sequel to the popular franchise. We also need to keep in mind that the Santa Monica studio might want to pursue a new IP build. Valhalla's release certainly entertains fans to some extent, and gives the studio more time to decide the future and the paths ahead. The interruption will definitely benefit both sides. The fact that we've been playing Kratos since the past and the future is going to be the same seems obvious, but it also tells us that no matter how far the franchise evolves or wants to change its original formula, everyone will eventually remember Kratos when they hear God of War name. A half-sequel similar to Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales would be a good fit for God of War's forward trajectory, allowing us to play only as Atreus, but within the confines of a spin-off. The story of the Spider-Man franchise began with Peter Parker, had a spin-off of Miles Morales, and then the sequel led to a joint adventure by Peter and Miles. The process is not unlike God of War. The first games only had Kratos, but Ragnarok allowed us to play Atreus as well. Then comes The Last of Us Part 2, which is ahead of the curve. In the first game we play as Joel and we have Ellie on our side. Joel dies and we continue to play Ellie, but in an incredible turn midway through the game, we'll also play Abby. Removing a favorite character to tell a stronger story is a big risk, and Kratos, and Peter Parker in particular, have a much longer history than Joel. But The Last of Us proved it can be achieved, and offered much more freedom to tell an entirely new story with identical narratives. We see this in movies as well. Movies are reviving their cinematic worlds with old faces, and then putting them aside so that new stars can shine. We've seen Scream, Star Wars, The Matrix, Rocky Creed, Mad Max, and possibly even the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU, embrace the idea. Games in which characters are made of pixels and thus do not have a certain lifetime, do not have to evolve in storytelling, but may be ready to accept it anyway. Games are usually rebooted to start new eras, but there is rarely an idea of creating hereditary characters. Lara Croft, Mario, Sonic, Samus, Link, etc. They have always been and always are the top of their games because they didn't need to be replaced. God of War did it differently, inventing Kratos for the modern age as a father with a softer motive than pure and bloody revenge. But moving forward may change course once again. God of War Ragnarok Valhalla. DLC is already a popular expansion and has been able to entertain fans of the franchise to a certain extent, but it is less about the future of God of War and more about fixing Ragnarok. The game that is planned for the future remains unknown. In any case, let's enjoy playing as Kratos, at least until this beloved character and best-selling franchise are settled.
Children used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never